Okie dokie. Here we are. We are here on August the 11th, 2021. I'm Richard Lewis Brown, Local 1000. Hopefully you're excited for this evening. It's going to be very interesting. Oh, before I get started, before I quote, listen to you, we have an important date coming up. August 17th, 2021, 6:30, live stream, SIU Local 1000 website. We will be doing a Calpers candidate. A Calpers candidate debate. That's what we're going to be doing on August 17th, 2021 at 6:30, and we're going to live stream it on our SEIU Local 1000 website. It's going to be great. 4 candidates for 2 different positions. As you know, the cost of healthcare is going up. Why is that? We don't know. We're going to let the candidates tell us. This is the first time in Local 1000 history we're doing this, and I'm really excited about this. Make sure, lock it into your calendar. So Annika's Stewart cause, which is now called Speak on It, Local 1000 Speak on It, for next Tuesday night will not happen. It's going to be replaced with this Calpers candidate debate. Next Tuesday night, 6:30, it's going to be on live stream on our Local 1000, SEIU Local 1000 website. Make sure you tune in to watch. Let me say it one more time, in case you didn't hear me the first time, in case you didn't see me. Local 1000 is having a Calpers candidate debate
Recording in progress.
next Tuesday, okay? And it will be at 6:30 p.m. Now, I've said it 3 or 4 times. It's going to be live streamed on our SIU Local 1000 website. Please, please tune in to watch this. It's very important. It relates to our contract. And so when people said, you know, Richard said he wouldn't be involved in politics if he was the president, now he's involved in politics, you can bet your bottom dollar if it comes to that pension, we will be involved. In fact, we will always be involved because we are a union, a labor union, not a social justice organization. Please review my words. I have not lied to you. I am not anti-union. I am not talking to anyone, including the Freedom Foundation, to destroy Local 1000. Let me say it for you again, because somehow somebody's confused out here. I don't know if you're eating too much popcorn, sipping too much Patron. I don't know what you're doing. I am not trying to destroy Local 1000. Let me be crystal clear. Do not let people on Facebook paint this narrative. I'm this crazy person who's the president. Wrong answer. This union will be here forever and ever and ever. And don't let this little scary stuff about this ballot initiative for November 8th, 2022, if they can get enough signatures, trying to ban California public sector unions. Wrong answer. Let me say it for you again, because either my lips are too small or you can't see me in this camera. We will fight this. Do I have to provide you all the answers out in the open in front of all of our enemies? Wrong answer. I do not have to show you everything. Okay, hopefully you got the message. It's going to be that kind of evening tonight. I mean that. So when you come tonight to talk to me, put some respect on it. I am not President Barack and his lovely wife, Michelle. I am not those 2 African Americans. No, no, no. I'm from the other part of the black community. So if you show up tonight acting funny, you're going to get some funny right back at you. Because remember, I am not an immigrant to this country, and neither are my family members or our ancestors. Oh, by the way, before we get started, let me clear this up too. Some man named Tim Draper, I don't know what planet he fell off of, and I'm not being disrespectful to outer space or the aliens. I respect them and love them too. I don't want you to say that I'm being disrespectful. I love everybody equally. Dues members, non-dues members, everybody, regardless of your race, your sexual orientation, where you come from, I love you and respect you. But Tim Draper is acting a little funny. He even said my name in here. Let me read this to you. Even Richard Brown. First of all, I told you what my name was. Jenny's child is named Richard Lewis Brown. Told you my name, get my name right. You can disrespect me, but you're going to have my name right. Even Richard Brown, who runs the SEIU Local 1000 in California, believes that union political spending is wrong. What he doesn't say is that while the rest of us get Social Security and Medicare, his union gets these generous pensions, longer vacations, and health care benefits. Like I said, he must have came from another planet. We can barely enforce our contract. Our health care costs are always going up. That's why we're having a Calpers debate next Tuesday night, August 17th, 6:30. Live stream, SEIU, Local 1000. Tim Draper, I've been asked not to go at you. I've been asked to let the union help me go at you. I don't need the union's help. I go at you one-on-one. The same way I've been going at some of these other so-called intelligent people who cannot give us permanent telecommuting. I'm in that mood tonight. Okay, I'll try to slow it down a little bit. All right, first caller, my main man, Frank Askin. Come on, Frank. Go ahead, Frank. Frank Askin.
Yes, can you hear me now, Richard? Good evening.
I see you loud and clear. How are you?
I am doing phenomenal this evening. And yourself, sir? I am fired up. Hey, do me a favor. Go hit that Timothy Draper up for us. Go hit him up for us. I got a question for you tonight. My question is, I've been watching the ballot initiatives that have been popping up on social media, and one in particular, Timothy Draper's. Could you tell me about what the what the executive team over at the local is doing and planning to do to counteract these negative effects on our retirement and pensions?
So first of all, Frank, that's a great question. Second, we just got this. Third, we're not going to talk about how we're going to combat this out in the open. Not yet. That's called strategy. As much as I'm transparent, as much as I'm going to go at Tim Draper on my own, and I will, and you know I would tweet, and no one's going to stop me.
I will back you up.
Okay. Now, as you know, Annika Walls, the VP, Organizing Representation, David Jimenez, and if the protest period ends and there's no protest, our new VP of Bargaining, Irene Green, as you know, Frank, very well, they're very dignified, they're very thorough, they don't make emotional decisions. When we talk about these issues as an executive committee, they will stay private. I will respect their privacy. We will get the job done. Do not let these people tell you, Frank, that the political department is going downhill. That's a lie. That's a lie. I'm fired up tonight, Frank. So don't worry about this situation. They have tried before to mess with public sector unions in the state of California. How do I know this? Where's that paper at? Because our brilliant staff sent me the paperwork this morning. Don't think that I'm not on top of this. I am. Next caller. Michael. Is that Michael? Is that okay? No, Casey. Go Casey. How are you, Casey?
Hey, I am doing good, sir. I just wanted to talk a little bit. I hope that there's bargaining unit 15 people out there listening throughout the state. I am a Cal PIA custodian out of Lancaster for California State Prison, Los Angeles County. And I'm just bringing it out there again. I've talked to you before, and I want people to start calling the union, letting them know that we are all working out of class. We are under our classification. It says we are custodians, but we train maximum security inmates every single day. We are with inmates all day. We don't even get hazard pay. Most of our guys make minimum wage. And we're giving them apprenticeships. We're doing everything to get them prepared for when they get out in the real world. So basically, that's all I wanted to say. I mean, I'm out there, and I know a bunch of other people are listening, and I'm encouraging everybody that's part of Cal PIA HFM start letting the union know, hey, we have a problem, because we have used to call the union and we have all given up back in the day because the union always said, oh, we don't know what you do. We didn't know that. We thought you're regular custodians that clean office buildings. So, sir, that's basically my little rant.
Okay, Casey Gosar, I want to thank you for calling in. I recognize the important job that you do. Everyone represented by this union does essential work. If you have a problem reaching someone here at the union, then you should call me, text me, send me a Facebook message. And many of you do, and you keep sending me messages until I respond to you. I respect the passion. You will not be ignored. And to all the custodians up and down the state who are working out of class, I'm asking you to give us a chance to file these out of class grievances. Please give us a chance. That's what I'm asking you. Please do not leave the union. Stay encouraged. You will not be ignored. Your voice will not be silenced. All right. Next caller, Michael Goldthread. Good evening, Michael. Michael Goldthread.
There you go. Can you hear me now?
I see you, sir. How are you this evening?
Perfect. I'm well, thank you. Hope you're doing all right. My question is mainly for the open enrollment period and forms not being processed by CalHR or the state controller's office. Me personally, I submitted for an election change in October of 2020, and it has yet to be processed. I have parking deductions that are still coming out almost a year later. I'm currently making some progress with the emails back and forth. I reached out to the union rep, but I'm just wondering if there's anything the union is doing to help other employees who are stuck in this limbo state and can't use like their dental services or medical because it hasn't been processed yet.
Michael, I'm unaware of this, and thank you for your call in. Please continue to work with our union. If you don't think they're moving fast enough for you, then you should email me to see if I can encourage them to move faster for you. This is unacceptable. My email address, rlb at rlbrown at seiu1000.org. And if that doesn't work, send me the personal email, richard.brown7437@yahoo.com. All right, next caller, Margaret. Good evening, Margaret.
Okay, it unmuted. It says the host is not allowing participants to unmute themselves. So that's why I wasn't able to unmute. That's what the message said. So I'm concerned about worker safety, that people who have not been vaccinated are allowed to enter our work site. And I'm wondering if the union will stand up for worker safety and prevent unvaccinated people from entering our work site.
Margaret, love the question. We're going to treat everyone with fairness and respect. We want everyone to be safe. Some people have strong feelings about taking a vaccine that's not FDA approved. Some people have strong opinions about going to work right now and not having permanent telecommuting. We want everyone to have equal respect in our union. Everyone. Everyone's voice will be heard. And no one's going to be considered better than someone else because they took a vaccination. That's not going to happen as with me, Richard Lewis Brown, as your president. Now, I know that may sound offensive to you, and therefore, Margaret, I'm asking you to forgive me. But I'm treating everyone in this union with fairness and respect, whether they pay money or not, whether they get vaccinated or not. People have the freedom currently in this country to be themselves. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. I'm glad you brought the flag. Okay? You see this? Okay? This flag right here, oh, well, it fell down. But we ain't gonna fall down. And what I'm telling you is this. This is the country that I serve. This is the country that I'm proud of. And even though my family came over to this country as slaves, guess what? I'll make it through anyway. Fear? No fear. I'm an American, just like you. Some Americans do things this way, some Americans do things another way. I stand by this flag, and it's freedom that it represents. And no one in this country or in the union that I lead will be bullied or peer pressured to do with their body what they do not want to do. Okay? Hope you got the message. Hope you got the message. And by the way, U.S. Air Force, you're welcome. Next caller. Who is it? Frank. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear, sir. Go ahead.
Thank you. I just want to say I appreciate all the work you do, and I appreciate you trying to satisfy both sides as much as possible. So I really appreciate that. Even though I lean to one side or another, I still respect that you have to honor all sides. So I appreciate that very much.
You're very welcome.
I would like a status on the meet and confer for the mandates. The reason I asked is I think I told you last week that I telework, and I'm being required because we have to go to a meeting next week. And my understanding is that we have a cease and desist, and that I am not required to be tested because the state currently has no testing protocols. I am willing to test. I want, even though I'm not terribly happy about it, in deference to the woman who previously you talked to,
right.
I will be tested, and I will wear a mask, and I will social distance. I'll
Thank you.
this lady's concerns. Okay, so I know you're trying to unify people as much as possible, so I'm trying to help you in that regard. My understanding is I can still go to work as long as I follow the other protocols of social distancing and wearing a mask I work for CDCR policies, that I should still be good until the meet and confer. Is that still correct, sir, as far as you know?
Number one, the state of California refuses to meet with us. I'm going to stand behind this. They did not give us the 30 days to do a meet and confer on this situation, on this COVID situation. They did not do it. The union that I lead, we're going to protect all of our people. Does that mean that if you get written up, we'll be able to grieve it and win it? Maybe yes, maybe no. We're going to support your decision in this great country. Frank, let me say it for you again. We're going to support your decision and fight for you. We are not going to leave no one hanging in this union. We're going to enforce our contract, period. To those who've been...
I'd like to add one more thing.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I wanted to add one more comment, and then I'll stop. I promise. I've heard that there have been countries who have been fully vaccinated that are starting to get sick of COVID. So I'm not going to go into that debate,
Right.
but I do want, when you do meet with the state, hopefully they will honor their contract. Our vaccinated members have to understand that they may ultimately get sick regardless of whether they come in contact with a vaccinated person that has the disease or an unvaccinated person that may have COVID, because that is popping up now. So in your negotiation, I'm not asking vaccinated people to get tested, but I think they need to be aware that the state may ask them at a future point to get another booster shot, or something to that effect. So I'm just throwing that out there, and I promise I'll give you the rest of the time. Thank you very much for listening to me. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome, sir. And I'll make this quick so I can go to the next caller. Everyone has strong opinions about this COVID situation, as I call it the COVID crisis. All right? Some people feel that they're being singled out, they're being victimized for not getting vaccinated. I've had people tell me that a vaccine is supposed to stop a virus, but this one does not. So how is it a vaccine? But I'm not a doctor or a nurse. I'm not a frontline worker. I'm just your public servant, a taxpayer. a job servant. That's all that I am. And I'm treating everyone with fairness and respect. And when people get bullied because they're not doing things a certain way, I'm not with that. Okay? And some people say, well, the people who don't want to get vaccinated, they're the minority. Well, the last time I checked, I'm a minority. I was born a minority, and I don't think currently I can change my skin color. And even if I could change my skin color, I won't. You hear me? Okay? All right. So we're going to move on to the next caller. Liber. Good evening, Liber.
Good evening. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Thanks so much for taking my call. First, I'd just like to congratulate you on the great work that I think you've been doing since you've become the president here.
Thank you very much.
Very encouraged by what you're doing. Another thing that I'd like to say, I'm primarily calling in on the vaccine or test issue, and just wanted to make a few comments. Number one, I see this issue personally as a precedent-setting issue, where for the first time ever, our employers now somehow have a business to the medical decisions that we make, whereas before they never did. I even looked up the federal EEO guidance on this issue, and there's only 2 times when an employer can ask you a medical-related question. One time is if the employer reasonably suspects that you have some medical condition that's preventing you from doing your job, or if you're requesting a medical accommodation and the employer has questions to understand how best to accommodate you. All right? So I don't understand how in this COVID situation, many of us, number one, our employers have any reason to suspect that we have it, and number two, that even if we may or may not, that it has any impact on our ability to do our jobs. I just want to make that comment. And then one other short comment I'll make is, when this policy came out, I was very deeply disturbed by it because it violates my religious beliefs. So I submitted a accommodation request to the EEO office describing my religious beliefs as including my belief that my body is a temple, and as it being a temple, any non-consensual or non-voluntary intrusion by something that I don't want in me is a violation of my religious beliefs. That request was processed, and I was told that it was denied. The reason for the denial was because there is no current testing protocol established by the state. So what I find so stressful and disconcerting in this particular issue is when the policy was issued, it included language about how one could go about requesting a medical or religious exemption. Mm-hmm. However, when people do that process, they tell you that, well, we're not actually asking you to do anything right now, so we're not going to evaluate it, which to me makes no sense. And thanks for running that debate next week. I'm looking forward to it. I really appreciate what you're doing. Thank you, sir.
Sir, thank you for your call in. It's ironic that you brought that up about the religious objection to the taking the vaccination or even taking the COVID test. We just put it up on our website today about this religious accommodation or, quote, religious objection. And so please go to our website, SIU Local 1000, and you'll see our facts and how we answer these questions. See, this is what the news media is not telling you. There are people in our country on religious grounds who object to taking this vaccination or submitting themselves to a COVID test on religious grounds. Everyone gets quiet when I say this because we have people in our family who feel this way. We have people in our family who take the vaccination and demand that the rest of their family take the vaccination. I'm being told there are very interesting conversations within families about this vaccination, about this whole situation, about the country. But I don't get involved in people's families. I have enough problems in my own family. But they're still families and they still love each other. I'm going to say this for you again. There are families who are at war with one another over this COVID situation. And so we're at war within Local 1000 over this COVID vaccination, this COVID test. And we're at war over many issues. Except our war is out in the open for everyone to see and weigh in on. Because sometimes we have to air out that dirty laundry to create a new culture for this union. To those who feel that their religious beliefs are being violated, Local 1000 will fight for you. Remember how this country was founded. We're going to forget about the slavery part. We're going to forget about Native Americans and the broken treaties. We're going to forget about the Southwest and that war, and was the money really paid for that land in the Southwest? We're going to forget about all that. We're going to forget about all the mistreatment of women. We're going to block all that out of our mind. We're going to block out the fact that only certain types of people could vote originally in this country. We're going to put all that on the side burner. Freedom. Freedom. The right to choose. Now, some people say that we are in an emergency, this is an epidemic, pandemic, we must do it all. We must get vaccinated. Heck, I got vaccinated, and I showed my vaccination card. But it's still not good enough, because I'm not demanding that someone else think like me, feel like me, do like me. I thought we had individuality in this country, but maybe I'm wrong. I thought we still had freedom to speak our minds peacefully, somewhat respectfully, but I guess that's over. I'm telling you, as long as I'm the president of this union, we're going to fight for everybody in this union, and we're going to enforce our contract. I am not a doctor. I'm not a registered nurse. I'm not an expert. I'm not a scientist. I don't have all the answers. But unfortunately, all these people who are walking around who think they have all the answers, they don't have them either. And it's the hypocrisy of some of these people. The hypocrisy of some of you people within Local 1000 that cannot accept that I'm sitting here in this position. But yet, you'll turn around and tell somebody else, accept the current president, and stop crying over the former president. I told you tonight, I'm coming for you tonight. So when you come and ask me these questions tonight, put your game face on. Put them boots on, put them Stacey Adams on. Do what you got to do. I'm not playing games tonight with you. And I'm not angry. I'm not mad. I'm passionate, and I'm sincere. That's what I am. And I'm an American, African American, to be exact. Okay, next caller. I can't say that name. Hello, sir. Hello, sir.
Hi.
Hi, ma'am.
How are you doing?
Doing great. How are you?
Thank you very much, and thank you very much for your help to help us to get what we are looking for. I have a personal, I have a question about, okay, I have architectural degree, but I'm working as a TET at Caltrans, Transportation Engineering Technician.
Yes.
And I'm range C. I want to get a differential for a. I'm sorry. I want to get a differential from Caltrans, but there are three categories that I am. As they say, I can't get the last category that gets more money because they have actually the union has a list of degrees that architecture is not in that. I mean, you can have, to get this differential, you have some, you should have a degree in this and this and this and this, but architecture, that is the closest thing to civil engineering, does not show in this list. So it has been 2 years. I'm going back and forth with the Caltrans, with union, and talking to them. The last word was, okay, your union doesn't have the architecture in this list, so we can't do anything because this is your union decision. So I wonder what I can do, how can you help me on this? Because this is really not fair that I have a Bachelor of Science degree in architecture and I still don't fit in the category that they have degree. So I can't understand it. Would you please help me?
All right, ma'am. So here's what I'm going to have to do for you. We're going to have to take your number, something I very rarely say on video. We're going to have to take your number. Please text us your number, or you can email me at rlbrown@seiu1000.org, and then we will contact you. I don't have that particular answer. I can simply tell you that I have talked to the transportation engineering technicians over a range of issues, and I want you to talk to them because they're the experts. I'm not. So please send me your number. Again, my email is rlbrown@seiu1000.org, or you can contact the MRC and they can contact me for you. Our MRC number is 866-471-7348. Thank you for your call, ma'am. All right.
Thank you so much for your help.
Oh, you're very welcome. Okay. So the next caller, Javier. How are you?
Okay. Hi, Richard. My name is Javier. I'm an employment discrimination investigator with DFEH, Department for Employment and Housing. So I'm very familiar with these issues that members are bringing up about religious and disability accommodations. I want to tell you that when these issues arise, there are laws that enforce, and if some people have a disability or a sincerely held religious belief, the law will be applied. Okay, but and I applaud that you are gonna take a strong position with the state. You want to meet and confer bargain. My concern is that when we receive this red letter, July 28th, it say, for example, that you believe that the members hold very dear, or some of the values that we hold freedom and liberty, the state cross the line. I believe in and hold dear freedom and liberty, but I also hold dear the common good, public health.
That's right.
So when you go there and negotiate with them, I just want that you also represent us, fight for the people who don't take an individual approach. I've been a union member for many years. I was a union organizer, and my approach, my belief is that the unions weren't created by individualists or by the libertarian philosophy. They were built because we believe in a common action. Okay, so I say I respect other members. There may be people who be immunocompromised. There may be people that have other restrictions, but there are many of us who don't adhere to that approach. want to follow the science, and also very important, like information is important. I was saying that the vaccines are supposed to stop, or the science, CDC or whoever says that the vaccines were supposed to stop all disease, and that's not accurate. So it's important to have the information. Vaccines, as CDC says, are certain percentage effective. Certain people will get it, and they are doing what they are supposed to do. People who get it don't get as sick, and you can see that on the data in the maps. But overall, I just wanted to bring that approach, and thank you for your work.
Javier, I'm glad you called in. A lot of people feel just like you. You know, I'm going to say this again. I'm not going to be bullied or intimidated by peer pressure. If you feel that getting vaccinated is the right thing to do for the greater good, to save our country, that's what you should do. I get it too. But there are some people who are against this. And I don't feel in my heart that we should treat them any differently than we treat each other who've been vaccinated. I don't like discrimination. And I'm going to continue to say this. And that does not mean that I'm an anti-vaxxer. Again, let me tell you this. I took the vaccination. Hold on. I got it. See, everybody wants me to play this safe. I'm not playing anything safe. All right? We're enforcing our contract. We're standing up for everybody in our contract. But the smart people say, don't touch this issue. Let me tell you something about smart people. If you let smart people tell you something, you won't have anything. You'll be working for them for the rest of your life, making no wages at all. Unions started years ago, not by the smart people, but by people who had passion. Let me say it for you again. It wasn't based on social justice. It was about money, financial justice. Unions were created by people who had passion, not smart people. Smart people go to college. They get educated. They work for corporations. They sit on boards. They're shareholders. Maximize shareholder wealth. They don't care about you or me. You're in the way of their money. They don't want you to have a pension. They want to ban public sector unions in the state of California and across the country. Smart people. Smart people will get you in trouble because they think they know everything. I'm going to fight for everybody in this union, period. I've been fighting my entire life from the time I was created. And I am not from evolution. You probably don't like that either, but I'm going to tell it to you every day of the week, even on the Sabbath day. I am God's creation, and I was put here for a reason. You will not break me, you will not bend me, you will not make me buckle down. So you have people who will smile in your face and tell you what to do, but behind your back, you think they're doing everything they tell you to do out in the open? Wrong answer. They're not. The same people who got you thinking all these different things are not who they claim to be. Wait, let me finish.
Okay.
I am Richard DeReal. I was elected for a reason. And I was not elected because I was popular. I was elected because people knew I was telling the truth and I would fight for them. And I have not changed. That's why I was elected. And I'm fighting for everyone in this union equally. And sometimes you can't walk away from confrontational situations. You got to meet it head on. That's what I'm doing. Sir, I respect you. I respect everybody in this union. But I'm not giving no one no favoritism. Have a nice day, sir. Move on to the next caller. Jill Joyner. Let's go. Come on, Jill.
First off, how are you?
I'm doing great, Jill. How are you this evening?
You're making me worried. And remember I told you what can I do for you before?
Ha, ha.
Don't make me put you in a pair of moccasins.
Hey, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I'm not in the mood tonight, so you better say what you have to say. I'm Richard Lewis Brown. So let's get it going. Let's get it.
Well, let's start with this one, Mr.
Okay.
Richard Lewis Brown.
That's
This
correct.
lady
Go ahead,
was
ma'am.
Also known as Weeping Willow.
And I'm a black man in this country whose family came over as slaves. Continue on, Jill Joyner. Continue on.
Well, Weeping Willow is here at the moment.
I know your people were here. Listen to me, Jill. I know your people were here first. My people came over as slaves. Now, what is your question, ma'am? I'm not playing tonight.
Now,
I'm not playing.
We're gonna do it this way. My first
Okay.
concern is, and forgive me for taking command of this situation.
No, you can't take command of this situation. No, you're not. You're not taking command of no situation tonight with me. You're not doing it tonight with me, Jill. I've asked you once. I'm going to ask you twice. Say what you have to say, or we're going to the next caller. Go ahead, ma'am.
And that's exactly what I'm trying to do.
Go ahead. I'm
So
listening.
this is what we're gonna do. My concern goes to is I have no problems with the people who are having concern with vaccinations. My concern is if they're planning on making us do a mandatory testing,
Mm-hmm.
where are they gonna go? My first concern goes to, we have people with mobility issues. We have people with no transportation. We have people that work second jobs. We have people with autoimmune disorders. How are they going to take this test? When they started trying to make a lot of these people mandate this test in DIR last year,
Mm-hmm.
the only thing that was available for me was in Richmond, and I live in Oakland. And then that gets complicated too. How are these people going to take time off when their office is already shorthanded? There's no time. Trust me, there's no time. I'll show you what's on my desk.
Wait a minute. I know you're right. You're not the first person to tell me this. I have said we need to be safe. And I've also said to those who feel they should not do this, then they should exercise their freedom. Now all these other questions come up, Jill. The state of California, if they had given us a 30-day meet and confer and not violated our contract, then Jill, you and others could have sent me all those questions, and then we could have sat down with the state of California, myself, the VP of bargaining, and the 9 or 10 bunk chairs, and then we could have responded back to you and given you the information that you needed. But that didn't happen.
Let me also say I hear your frustration over that, and I'm on your side for that portion of it. Again, I'm the worst person to negotiate with, but I'm the best person to take with you to the flea market.
Okay.
My concern goes to, if they want us to do that, okay, it should be in each building. And if the state really wants to mandate us to do that and pay for that, let them have it in each building, plain and simple.
And you're right again. And so all these questions that are coming up over this situation, and thanks for calling in, Jill, all this information that's coming up, our country is in a crisis, a COVID crisis, a CCC. What are we going to do? We're going to fight. We're going to fight for everyone.
Now, not later.
Again.
Want me to help you with the planning?
No, there's enough people here at the staff that can help me and the others with the planning. What I'm simply telling everyone is what I said from the very beginning. We're going to enforce our contract. I'm still trying to reach out to this current governor 9 different ways, 14 different times, but he doesn't have time to talk to Richard Lewis Brown. All right, we're moving to the next caller. We already talked to Margaret in the library. So David. Hello, David. Hi, David.
Hey, Richard, how are you?
I'm doing great this evening. How are you this evening?
Hey, great. Hey, man, I want to say it seems like a pattern here every week with these meetings that these people come on. You've been in office for maybe a little bit over 30 days. They come on and bash you as if you've been here for years, not giving you a chance to just put forth the effort that you're trying to put forth. I'm speaking to those that keep bringing up this vax issue and non-vax issue. Richard didn't bring up these issues. He's trying to fight for us to do what we need to do as a union. He's been telling you guys this, but it seems like it's passing through deaf ears. I don't get it. I don't get why you guys are fighting Richard and trying to help us to unify. He did not say vax or unvax. He's just saying he's trying to fight for what needs to be done as a labor organization. No, that's one. Two, for those who keep saying that vax is safe and unvax is not safe, please do your homework. Please. Stop watching the news. There's no such thing as safe. Those who are vaxxed are still getting it. Those who are unvaxxed are still not getting it. Not getting it as in they're not contracting the disease. So don't sit there and say that they have the science, the vaccine is the cure-all, do-all. It's not. All right? Give people their choice. This is America. We're 50-50. This union is more than just Democrat ran. Like Richard has said, we're made up of many parties. You guys need to quit acting like you guys run the show. When I say you guys, whoever the ones who support this Newsom guy, you know, you bashers are getting tiring. Just give us a chance, give the president a chance to work, and give him a chance, that's all. I mean, he keeps repeating himself over and over each week, and it's a waste of time to sit here and listen to the same complaints. He is not the one who made the rules on this vax or unvax, masking or unmasking. It's not him. He's just trying to get us to the table to get what we deserve and what we need as a union and as workers. How hard is that to understand? I don't get it. How hard is that? Stay focused on the role and the purpose of the union. Richard's only been in office for less than a month, or a little bit over a month, but you guys are still continuing to bash him as if he's been here for years. Look at our last president. Where was she when we needed her? Nowhere. Nowhere. And you guys get on here and you guys bash Richard? That's crazy. Anyway, good luck, Richard. I support you. Me and quite a few other people that don't speak up and keep bashing because our voices are silent, but we have your back. Thank you.
David, listen, I want to thank you for your phone call. See, there's a reason why, I'm just going to say this. I know why all this is going on. And some of you know it too. See, anytime you have a strong black man that's articulate and stands out and challenges the status quo, they're going to come for him. So all that talk about Black Lives Matter last summer, that was hot garbage. And a lot of these people on here, not from the black community, not from my community, but a lot of these other people outside the African American community, when they were talking about Black Lives Matter, they were liars. Liars. And I'm calling you out, and I hope all across America, all of you non-black people, you hear what I'm telling you. You did all that talk about Black Lives Matter, and you acted like you cared. You never cared to begin with. You never cared. And so when you have a strong black man that's coming at you and telling you what it is, you have a problem with that. Welcome to America. And that's why I tell you I am not an immigrant to this country. And they brought my family over as slaves because they said we were inferior. And that's what you see in how they talk to me. You say, well, wait, the former president, she was a black woman. Yes, she was. But she never rocked the boat. She never challenged the status quo. She did not protect your salaries while under a signed contract. She didn't protect your dignity under a signed contract. She didn't do anything. That's what it is. In fact, when she told you, when she had that emergency board meeting on June 2nd, and they rushed to give $1 million to the SEIU State Council to help this current governor oppose his recall, and they took that stance to oppose the recall. When they did all that, and they told you under her leadership, and she told you that that money came from COPE, volunteer money, that was a lie. That was a lie. And that's why you don't see these DOC presidents on these calls, because they stood there and they backed up that lie. That money came from our money. That money came from the Issues PAC. And I've been holding that back for a while. Don't come at me talking no madness tonight. From this day forward, don't come at me talking no crap. I'm not playing with Sean anymore. 30 days has passed. You don't like my attitude? You don't like my intensity? Kick rocks. I mean that. In fact, see, I got some stuff here. I was hoping these two individuals would call tonight, but they haven't. I'm telling you, and I'm telling you, and I'm telling you with strength. I'm not playing with you anymore. I'm not. You want to exercise your freedom of speech? You do that. But when you cross that line with me, I'm coming for you. And that's not a threat. I'm telling you, I'm going to defend myself as a black man in this country. You don't like my intensity? So what? Get over it. I ain't backing down from nobody. And I am mama's black boy. To all you black men out there, I love you and I respect you. But I'm mama's black boy. I'm Jenny's child. And I say that with a term of endearment. Do not send me no text saying I was being disrespectful to other black men. Miss me with that. I'm talking to my mama right now. And my aunties. And my uncles. The ones still here and the ones in heaven. Leave me alone. I'm not playing with y'all tonight. That's why they're attacking me. Because they cannot break me. I served this country. I was going to die for this country. With people who did not find me as their equal. Y'all need to miss me tonight. Next caller. Yeah, whoever. Bring them on.
Hello, Mr. President. How are you?
Doing just great, sir. How are you this evening?
Pretty good. Just a simple question. I'm just wondering, is the state any closer with the telework policy?
No, they're not.
Rising cases? No?
No, they're not. They're dragging their feet. They don't care. That's what they're doing. They violated our contract on July 26th. They don't care about giving you permanent telecommuting. They do not care. That's who the state of California is. Sorry to cut you off, sir. What's your next question?
Fine. No, that's it. That's my only question.
All right. Well, I'm fighting to make sure we get permanent telecommuting, and not just for Local 1000, but for all the public sector unions in the state of California. It's unfortunate how these other public sector presidents are not doing anything. And yeah, I'm calling you out, other public sector presidents. And don't try to copy me. Don't look at my brilliant attorneys here at this union and try to copy us. Okay? Call me. Stand up for once and do your job. Next caller. Yeah, I called him out. That's how it's going to be tonight. Next caller. Oh, my favorite person. Go ahead, Denise. Go ahead, Denise. Denise Quinn Allen. Okay, she doesn't want no action tonight. Next caller.
Hey, Richard, can you hear me?
I hear you loud and clear, Denise.
Can you hear me now?
Denise, I hear you loud and clear. Go ahead, ma'am.
I'm unmuted. Can you hear me?
Yes, we hear you loud and clear.
Okay, she doesn't want no action tonight. Next caller. What a dick! Hey, Richard, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I hear you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now? Denise, I hear you loud and clear. Go ahead now. I'm unmuted. Can you hear me? Yes, we hear you loud and clear. Okay, she doesn't want no action tonight. Next caller. What a dick!
So, hold on a second. I'm glad that she said that. I'm glad she called me a dick. D-I-C-K. Now, listen to this. This is where it gets good. You call me a dick. My name is Richard Lewis Brown. Jenny's only child. Mama's black boy. Jenny never referred to me as Dick. Jenny's a black woman. Okay? Proud black woman. 6 boys, 6 girls. I'm loving my family right now. And 2 in memory. But she never referred to me as a dick. In the English language, dick could be a nickname for Richard. Now, I told you, I am not from England. I'm from Africa. Okay? Now, I may have an English name, but my family did not call me Dick. My name is Richard, or in the black community, Richard. Okay? So she called me Dick. She called me a dick. Well, that's funny, because only God can do this. Teresa Taylor also said something about dick. She told me to go suck a dick. her daughter, Ann, must run in the family. Ann said to go eat a dick. Now, I don't know. I tell people you can be prejudiced in this country. You can be racist in this country. You can protest peacefully in this country. But when you call me a dick, or tell me to go suck a dick, or go eat a dick, you know, I think you crossed the line. Now, can you imagine me as a black man to go tell some white woman to go suck a dick, or go eat a dick? I want this to go across the country. I do. Can you imagine me as a black man working for the state of California to tell a white woman to go suck a dick, to go eat a dick? And imagine if she had a daughter and I told them both at the same time to do that. So you just heard Denise Quinn Allen say that I'm a dick. Okay. And then I just told you about two other people, Teresa Taylor and her daughter Ann Taylor. Or Anna Taylor, Ann Taylor. Now, Teresa Taylor sits on the Calpers board. Okay. Now, maybe she's off duty. She can say, you know, RLB can go suck a dick. Her daughter can say, go eat a dick. And then they say, go tell everybody what they said. Now, these are leaders within Local 1000. Now, check this out. I'm not even mad. Now, I told you I would catch these frauds and I would expose them for the liars and the hypocrisy that they are. And these two individuals, I'll put money on it, belong to the Democratic Party. And they're hypocrites. Personally, I feel that what they've called me is like calling me the N-word. Now, they didn't call me the N-word, but that's how I'm feeling. Maybe they're in the same neighborhood as a person that would call me the N-word. Maybe they're having coffee like once a week or, I don't know, on Saturday mornings to get up and walk the dog and have some coffee. You know, maybe they're having that conversation. I don't know. But see, I cannot make this up. Now, maybe Denise knew what they had said about me and they were all going to work together to see if I would talk about it openly and expose them for what they did to me. Here's what I know. This is a double standard. I know as a black man in this country, if I told a white woman to do that, and told her daughter to do that, please, I would have lost my job in the state of California. You know it, and I know it. Don't tell me about, well, College HR won't get involved because that's just a union issue, blah, 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 blah. You can miss me for all that. You and I both know this. And I want this to go live. I want everybody to hear this. Now, other people are going to be offended by this. And they're going to say, Richard, take action. Now, remember my video. I said, forgiveness overcomes anger and madness. And y'all laugh. He doesn't mean that. Yes, I do. See, I can find the love that comes from the sky to forgive Teresa and her daughter Ann. And we can't hold Ann responsible for her saying that to me because look at her mama. Her mother. Her mother taught her that. And so I can forgive her mother and I can forgive Ann. Because if you remember correctly, it was Ann that was calling on the July 6th emergency board meeting and kept ringing my phone off the hook and disrupted the meeting. So this is who they are. And so we have to respect people for who they are. And just because they don't have any class, that doesn't matter. They're still Americans. They're still voters. They still pay taxes, I guess. So I still love them. And we have people in our union who act just like these people. Here we go. Here's another person. Scott B. Smith. Hey, Scott, you made my video tonight. Cuomo resigned. And here's Scott B. Smith. Now, if we could only get Richard Lewis Brown to do the same. To resign for what reason? Because I'm fighting the status quo? Because I'm fighting Gavin Newsom? Or because you don't like a black man sitting up in this position right now? Is that what it is? Mr. $115,000, $120,000 a year Scott B. Smith? Sounds like you feel entitled to me. But you're all on Facebook and you telling people, well, Richard blocked me from his Facebook page. I unblocked you months ago. Anybody can come to my Facebook page and do a rant on me. But when I get back at you, don't start crying. Don't start that California crying. And if you think I'm distracted, wrong answer. I'm not distracted. In fact, I was going to show you, since I've been in, no salary stipends are being paid. I told you I wouldn't pay no salary stipends. See? I'm not distracted. No salary stipends are being paid. I've been transparent. You know I was going to reduce those dues, and all the staff held me back. Oh my God, he's going to reduce the dues. Because I love you? But then I didn't know that the contract was coming up for UAW 2350. I see you guys. I love you. All right? So I had to make a good decision. I couldn't do it all in my first 30 days. But see, that's why they're calling me all these names. And when they tell me to suck a dick, eat a dick, I'm a dick, that's who they are. That's who your leaders have been all of these years. And you've wondered why you couldn't get anything done with these leaders in Local 1000. You wondered why. And then you think it's the staff that's causing you the problems. No, I don't think so. You better look around. See, I told you tonight it's going to be one of them nights. From this day forward, don't come talking no stuff to me. I'm not putting up with your stuff, with your shat. I'm not. And I'm staying focused. We're going to meet this governor one way or another. We're going to get you that essential worker premium pay. Okay? We're going to make sure we enforce our contract. We're going to do a new type of organization. It'll be done hopefully by the 1st of October. And we're going to give you high quality job representation. But if you think you're going to come at me and make me upset, wrong answer. I can argue with you all day long and stay focused because I can multitask. Because contrary to popular belief, black is equal to white. But I'm going to expose you hypocrites for the lies that you are, and you've always tried to demonize the Republicans. And we know the Republicans is 90% white people, white folks, good white folks, hardworking white folks. And you've demonized these white people all this time, like you've demonized the white folks in Lassen County. And they've given me more love, more respect than this Local 1000 has ever given me. I'm just saying, okay, next caller. Yeah, that person there. Hello, good evening. Good evening.
Oh, they went back on mute.
They went on mute? Okay, move to the next caller then.
Okay, Michael.
Hi, Michael.
Wait.
Hi, Richard.
Hello, sir. How are you today?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing just great.
Thank you for your hard work. I voted for you, and
Thank
I
you.
want to say I voted for the right guy. That's all.
That makes me smile. Thank you so much.
Stay strong.
Oh, trust me. You know they're trying to break me. Now look, to everyone who voted for me, those 2,637 people, I'm being told to forget about you. I'm being told that now I represent nearly 100,000 people. First of all, I'm not going to forget about you, and I'm not going to forget about the black community that I come from, okay? People don't like when I say that. You'll get over it. To those people who voted for me, who knew that I couldn't win, but God said something different, I want to say thank you very much, and I'm not going to change on you. And to everyone else that I represent in the union, whether you like me or not, you knew what you were getting when they voted me in. I have not lied on anything. All these lies that the people are talking about on Facebook, saying that my beautiful chief of staff, Donna Snodgrass. So you say that she's running me and she's running the union. Well, I don't know no man in great leadership positions that doesn't have a strong woman by his side. Let me say it for you again. I don't know any man in a strong leadership position without a strong woman by his side. Because before you can be a strong leader, where's that woman at in your life? Every great man has a woman by his side. Maybe you missed the memo. Maybe your email server is broken. Donna's just helping me. So does she work for me? Sure she does. But in my mind, Donna Snodgrass works with me, not for me. And that's why we have a great relationship. maybe you should work on your relationship with whoever you're working with in your life. And because Mr. Ray Snodgrass is so nice and supportive, thank you, Ray. Okay. Next caller. Is it going to be Alvin or Bobby?
It's supposed to be Michael, maybe he left.
Okay, so move on to Alvin then.
Hey, good evening, Richard. Can you hear me?
Oh, okay. So we jumped Alvin. Okay.
That is Alvin. That is Alvin.
That's Alvin? No, that's Bobby. I see Bobby.
No,
Bobby
that's
jumped.
Alvin. I'm Alvin.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Hi, Alvin. How are you?
Hey, good evening, Richard. I just want to say, just from the bottom of my heart, that I did vote for you, and I'm very proud of you. And despite you being in office for 30 days, I know you had a lot of haters out there, but I'm definitely confident that you're going to be doing a good job with everything that you're doing, representing Local 1000. And I'm just very, very and I agree with your transparency, seeing how you. But at the end of the day, I know that you're confident.
Oh.
And yeah, I just wanted to ask a couple questions. Regarding our contract, I know we're in negotiations for our future contract, and been working for the state for 14 years, and despite all the COVID stuff that's happened, and restoration of our pay, and that 4.55% that OPEB, really it was 1% for this year, and
That's correct.
for us to have a say on that, it's very upsetting because the union is supposed to represent us.
Mm-hmm.
We put our time and effort, we work our butts off no matter what, and this is what we get.
Mm-hmm.
And moving forward, I know there's negotiation. I know you're not supposed to talk about what's going on, but
Right.
I know I'm confident that whatever the union decision is, and following your 10-point platform, I know you're going to stay true to that. Another question that I have in general is about buyback hours. Is there a plan somewhat in place or thought of vacation buyback or PLP buyback?
Alvin, that's a great question. I'm unaware of that. Now, they may change their mind in the future. You made a great point about the net pay increase of 1.05% over 2 years is ridiculous. Let me say this. Until you respect yourself, not you personally, but until Local 1000 respects itself and shows that it's willing to fight for itself and fight for its dignity, this union will never get a substantial pay increase. And it doesn't matter who sits in the office, whether it's a Democrat or a Republican, it does not matter. What infuriates me, Alvin, is this. I am a registered Democrat, and I am infuriated with what I have seen from these so-called labor-friendly Democrats. I am a registered Democrat. See, this is what they don't tell you on Facebook when they're lighting my ass up. See, all this lighting me up, they're liars. They're liars. That's who they are. See, they don't want to tell you I'm a registered Democrat. In fact, I'm so disappointed. This is why, I'm fighting so hard for everyone equally. I remember when we were fighting and we said we had to be involved in politics, and we helped this particular governor, this Gavin Newsom, get elected. And they changed the system to where it's only the top two that comes out of the primary to get to the general. So in 2018, Richard Lewis Brown voted for Gavin Newsom. But they don't tell you that part because they're liars. They know I voted for Gavin Newsom, but I'm disappointed with him. And so, I've been asked, what are you going to do differently? We're going to enforce our contract, and we're going to create a strike fund. And we're going to bargain in good faith the way we've always done it. But the state has always did things the way they wanted to do it because they feel like they're our bosses. And that mindset has been ingrained, indoctrinated in some of these so-called Local 1000 leaders. Some of them, not all of them. Some of the leaders will give me a chance. That's going to all come to an end. We're not going to have that anymore. We're going to be a 50-50 partnership with the state of California, and we're going to enforce our contract. And people say, Richard, you always tell us the same thing over and over and over again. You doggone right I do. That's what the military does. We train you, and we tell you the same thing over and over and over and over and over until you get it down pat. And once you think you know everything, we'll show you one more time. Because we're putting our life on the line. And so I'm putting my life on the line right now, fighting for Local 1000. And when they sent the cops to my house, that was the first assault on my life as a black man. And I'm going to keep telling y'all this, and I ain't backing up. They were going to, quote, hope that I lost my temper and that I would be gone. These same people who tell you that they're for the members, we're for the members. No, they're not. They're for themselves. They're arrogant, they're egotistical, and they don't care about nobody but themselves. Not all of the, quote, Local 1000 leaders, but a number of them. I was told to hate Republicans years ago. That was a mistake. Not every Republican is my enemy. Not every Democrat is my friend. We can take it to a much deeper issue, but I won't. This union, we're going to work with everyone. Democrats and Republicans in our union, and the Libertarians, and the Green Party, and those who choose to not be part of any party, or maybe some party I didn't mention. My story has not changed. It will not change. See, some people change on you once they get elected. They stop returning your phone calls. But when they needed you to get elected, they called you off the phone. They rang your phone off the hook every single day, begging you for a vote. And then once they get elected, now they talk about, well, we have to govern differently. We have to do things differently. That's some bogus BS, bougie acting, arrogant acting people. And we have some of those people in this union. And they're doing everything they can to shut my mouth down. But they will fail. Moving on. Hi, Bobby. How are you this evening?
Unbelievable. Thank you.
Okay.
So I apologize for logging in a little bit late. I was actually delivering a lot of sanitation wipes to different community testing sites throughout the community. And we tested 7,800 people last week. Positivity is up. Lots of people are concerned. More kids are getting infected than ever. But the reason that I'm calling it, I apologize if this has already been brought up, but the initiative that's been filed with the Attorney General's office, 21-0008, about, getting rid of public sector unions. This is inherently a political battle, and, if we're not going to be involved in politics, how do we battle this? Also, Tim Draper's blog, he actually quotes you, or he doesn't quote you, but he characterizes you. He says, even Richard Brown, who runs the SEIU Local 1000 in California.
Yeah, I have it right here. Yeah, I know.
And this is also after, the Freedom Foundation celebrated your win. I'm really concerned, right, that we are playing right into their hands.
Bobby, let me stop you. Hold on, Bobby. Hold on, Bobby. Let me stop you right there. You should have tuned in earlier. And you should have watched my video today. So you come in with this good old boy, good Samaritan personality charm. I'm not going for it tonight, okay? I already told people.
Richard, it's
wait, hold on a second. I'm not hearing you tonight. I'm not, okay? I went off on Tim Draper. If you would have came in on time, you would have saw that. But you came in late, now you want to talk about it. Oh, yeah, I understand that. So let me set you straight right now, okay? First of all, follow my videos. If you follow my videos, you know I'm not trying to destroy this union. If you follow my videos, you wouldn't come on here talking all this stuff. No, wrong answer. If you follow my videos, no, not tonight. I'm not hearing you tonight. Because you're talking that garbage tonight. No, mute him. No. You coming on here talking that hot madness tonight. No, Bobby, you can run that little game on somebody else. I already talked about Tim Draper. Tim Draper doesn't have anything coming from me. I've been asked to not go at Tim Draper. If you were doing your homework, if you were really a leader in this union, you would understand that. But you don't, because you choose not to understand it. And I'm not having it from you, Bobby. I'm not tonight. Now, this initiative that I've already talked about, that's just hot off the press. We'll be on top of this. I said no social justice political activism. That's what I said. Anything that would destroy this union, we will stop. Next caller.
Angela Pruitt.
Angela, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
You know, sister, I'm doing just great tonight. That's right. That's how it's going down tonight. I'm not hearing Bobby. I'm not hearing none of these so-called sympathetic, want to appear like they're being sincere. No, not tonight. Not tonight.
Right.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Go ahead, sister.
All right. So a gentleman came on and asked you a question that you said you wasn't sure about. He was asking about the buyback for the PLP. So I hope he's still on here.
Okay.
So let me tell him what I know.
Okay.
So they only gave us a limited time frame that if you had so many hours of PLP, I think the most that you could buy back was 40 hours. So you can say you might have had 125 hours, but you could only buy back 40 of them. And that date cut off, I believe it was May 30th. So if you didn't get in between that time, they only gave us like 30, 40 days or so to decide that. So other than that, because I did email Susan Espinosa to ask her, you know, were there going to be any more opportunities for people that wanted to buy back from the PLP, and she said not at this time. So I hope that helps him with that question. So the time has already passed, and I don't think they're going to do it anymore. So that was one thing. And the other one is that to address, and I understand what you were saying with Bobby and a few of the other ones. There was another gentleman that was on there that expressed himself the same way that I feel, that, you know, everybody jumping in and trying to attack you and all this stuff. They never had that opportunity with Yvonne Walker. She just didn't allow them to say shit. So I'm just saying, you understand? But now all of a sudden, everybody done got a bunch of cojones and balls or whatever you want to call it, and get on here and talk real crazy. My thing of it is that, and this other little young guy that came over here, every time he comes on, like you said, smooth operator, comes on all, you know, gentle, soft-spoken and this and that. Now I'm concerned about, listen, let's get our facts straight. Yvonne Walker, you guys are always getting on here, well, if we don't be in a political party, how we gonna do this, and we can't do that without this and that. Yvonne was in the bed with the politician. How do you think we ended up for 13 years going through all the shenanigans that we went through? She didn't call y'all into no meetings and talk to y'all and ask y'all, what's y'all opinion? What y'all think we ought to do? No, she was locking people out. You can't come into this meeting because you're not one of my minions.
Well.
So you just stand outside. We'll tell you what we want to tell you.
Right.
No, you give me back this and you give me back that. And if you don't come over here and vote on this side, are you in or you out?
That's exactly what she did. That's exactly what she did.
Now you done got in, and everybody want to come in and say this and that. And shame on that lady, the white lady, that called you a dick. You know, because I could call her a bunch of names, but we won't go there. So the bottom line of it is, we've been called a whole lot more names worse than that.
That's right.
As African Americans, and you know what, we really do got some tough skins.
Right.
We ain't gonna jump off of no damn buildings. We're not gonna go and shoot ourselves in the head. We ain't made like that. We're not built like that. So your words, they said, sticks and stones may break my bones, but your words can't hurt me. So all these people that's coming in here tonight, if y'all not on this side, get on the outside and let the people that want to do the work and fight for this union and build this union up. Let us just move on forward because we don't need y'all. That's how I feel about it. We can do bad by our damn self. So just shut up. That's all I want to say.
You know what? And I'm glad you called in. Here's what I'm going to say. I want the folks to keep talking. Let them keep lighting me up on Facebook. See, they're lighting me up on Facebook because I'm in a position that they crave, that they desire themselves. But the people knew that the truth was not in them. And that's why God put me here. The God that I serve through Jesus Christ. I'm going to keep getting at you. Boy, y'all just don't know. Y'all keep talking on Facebook. I got the evidence on Ann and Teresa right here. Right here. This is going to make the newspaper. This is going to make the news media. How a black man can't even be a president. I mean, we thought that President Obama had it tough. No, that pretty brown-skinned black man, no. He has Secret Service. When I go home to Oak Park, get in where I fit in. I'm not stopping. And I know it's almost 8 o'clock and they want me to hurry up and rush through. Maybe. Jesus, come on, Jesus. Go ahead, Jesus.
How are you doing, Richard? Can you hear me?
Sure.
Okay. I just got I have a question. I've been trying to get a contact of a union representative, and usually this already has happened twice. They tell me that the person is going to call me within 12 to 24 hours, and yet 4 days later, I have to call them back to tell me what's going to happen, how come I haven't received a call yet. And I just was wondering, if this the way the union works, I don't think so. But I thought, it seems like, to me, it seems like you're not aware of this issue, but I'm bringing this up so that perhaps you could help the people to get a presentation when they call.
So Jesus, I'll say this for you really quick. When you call the MRC, and if they're not helping you, if they're not giving you the call back that you asked for, when you call the URC, you ask to speak to me, and I'll see if I can get them to move a little faster. I said the same thing to someone else earlier in the call. You pay your money to this union.
I'm sorry, Richard. I did that, but they didn't want to give me the information or anything like that. And then I just been doing some research. And now you have given us some your number as well as your email address. So I was trying to do that, but I think, you know what, might as well bring it up. I'm already right here on the meeting, so might as well bring it up.
Oh, okay, sir. So if you have my number, you can call me or text me, and I'll make sure they call you back. And the next time you call the union, they will not wait 4 weeks or whatever for you to call them. That's not acceptable, sir. So thank you for your phone call. Thank you for your call, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to have this last caller. We're going to make her, we'll do 2 more calls.
Mary Dela Cruz is next.
Okay, so, all right. So Mary Dela Cruz, and then we'll do Michael Gus, and then we'll stop it there. Okay, DLC President 772, Mary Dela Cruz, how are you?
Hi, good evening, President Brown. Thank you for your service. You're a breath of fresh air, and I'm going to go on record tonight. I'm a registered Republican, and I support you 1,000%.
Wow.
And I know I'm not the only one out here because you stand for what you believe in, and that's all that it's about. I want to say also, Teresa Taylor, shame on her. She's the former VP of Treasurer for SEIU, and to have someone in that capacity that is saying those kind of things, that is why our union was in a shambles all these years. Why she took the stipend, mind you. So you know what? I appreciate you exposing her. And where are all our United SEIU members? We should all be appalled that she and her daughter are speaking that way of our newly elected president, because we support. We might not agree, but we support. And I thank you for your service, and we're supporting you 100%. And like I said, you know what? You represent all parties, and that's what I appreciate about you. It doesn't matter what party you are. You stand for what is right, and I support you 1,000%, Richard. Thank you for your service.
Thank you for that call, Mary. That touches my heart. And even though Teresa and her daughter, Ann, even though they have said these things about me, you know, people are people. And we all make mistakes. I've made more mistakes than anybody in life. And if Teresa or Ann calls me and they're sincere and they say, hey, listen, I'm really sorry. I shouldn't have said that about you. You know, can we work together? Can we figure this out? Can we fight this initiative for 2022 about trying to ban public sector unions in the state of California? If they do that, I'll forgive them. I'll forgive them on video. You know, we all need forgiveness in our life. See, you thought when I said God through Jesus Christ, I was just talking for free. No, no. No, no. I'm dead serious. When someone calls you and they're sincere, and they tell you from the bottom of their heart they're sorry, and they seek your forgiveness, if you call yourself, quote, a Christian, or you follow the Bible, or Allah, or Yahweh, or Jehovah, then you forgive that person. You know, we do have to pay the cost for our words. And I know if I had to said these terms, telling the women to do these things, I would have lost my job in the state of California. I'd be out of a job and probably out of my pension. That's what will happen to me as a black man in this country. And that's the weight I carry as a black man. So even though they tell me in this country that we're all free and people don't look at race or color, that's a lie. That's a lie. And what they did, Teresa and Ann, they used their white privilege as white women. That's what they did. That's what they did. So when you're lighting me up on Facebook, when you're talking all this stuff about me, what you're doing is you're condoning these two people and their white privilege. That's what you're doing. And so we have people in this union who are racist and prejudiced, but they were able to hide it with the former president. But now they're not hiding it because I'm exposing people, because I'm being transparent. And that's why I do videos on Facebook. It's all coming out on these people. And I told you it would. And I sat and I waited. I knew it. And they kept telling you he'll make a mistake. He'll do something wrong. I'm sent from God. I'm not doing anything wrong. Last caller is Michael Gus, and then we'll cut it off here. Hello, Michael. Hello, Michael Gus. How are you?
Hi, Mr. President. I finally was able to unmute myself. I appreciate the opportunity. So I think there's a fundamental problem with the vaccination issue. 70% of Californians have been vaccinated, so it stands to reason probably about, maybe it's 68%, maybe it's 73% of state employees have been vaccinated. Vaccines, my grandfather worked for NIH and US AMRID. He was a biologist. He was, Tony Fauci worked for him. Vaccines don't work unless 85% of the people take them.
Okay.
I have a problem. If I get COVID-19, there's a pretty good chance I'll die. I'm going to have to go on a plane tomorrow. I want to do that, but that's risking my life. I love my job. I love going to the office. I shouldn't have to risk my life to go to the office because people read some stuff on Facebook that makes them feel better because, I don't know all the stuff my grandfather knew, but I know some of what he told me, and I haven't forgot that. And, the reality is this is a deadly disease. The reality is that, about 99.7% of the people currently in ICUs and currently dying of COVID-19 are unvaccinated. So vaccines work. The reality is Section 10.25E of our contract allowed the governor to implement the CDC guidance to protect workers, which he did. The reality is, because that's already in our contract, there's no need to do a meet and confer because we already agreed to that term and condition for the workplace when we ratified the contract. And, we who have been vaccinated, and it is the overwhelming, I commend you for getting vaccinated, it is the overwhelming majority that has been vaccinated. But we can't get back to normal because, and there are people who are disabled or who have religious beliefs that, fine, 15%, that's plenty. But we need to get 85% vaccinated to actually put this pandemic out. And we're stuck at 70% because people are saying it's not FDA approved. Well, the government spent somewhat around, $500 billion on these vaccines between all the governments.
Right.
They're in billions of arms. They're safe and effective. And this union needs to realize the fundamental principle of solidarity, which is the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few or the one. And we've heard a lot of petty bickering and arguing from both sides, which is why people who should be members of this union don't pay their dues.
Right.
And it needs to stop, and we need to stand for the greater good. And that means to the 10 or 15% that are, I don't want to get vaccinated, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
The greater good has to prevail, because if I die, I can't go to work. And that's what's at stake. And the union ought to be representing my health and the health of other people with conditions like mine. And that's my ask, and I thank you for the time.
Okay, so we're going to end it on that caller, Michael Gus. There's a lot of people with strong passions about taking this vaccine or not. I'm going to go back to the Bible. The shepherd tries to protect all the sheep and not just the majority. I remember the Supreme Court had to make a decision about school segregation. The majority of the country said, for the greater good, keep them black kids away from our white kids, since you want to talk about the greater good. And the Supreme Court said no. For the greater good, they said no. And the greater good, the majority of white people in America did not want black kids next to their white kids. We'll stop there. My name is Richard Lewis Brown, and I am the Local 1000 president, duly elected, here to serve everyone equally. Everyone will have a voice in the union. But from this day going forward, I am not going to mince my words with none of you. See, you kind of told me how you really felt about me, but now I got it in writing. And I got more stuff too. So you're stacking up a list on me, and I'm stacking up on you. We're at war in Local 1000. That's what it is. And I don't care about that, because I'm sitting here by God. That's the reason why I'm sitting here. That's how I was created. And I'm going to fight for everyone in this union equally. And we're not going to let the state of California push us around. We're going to enforce our contract. And even though that last caller, Michael Gus, said 10.2, I don't think so. That's how he's interpreting it. They are not going to just make us do things the way they want us to do it and violate our contract under this emergency condition. No, we're not going out like that. And maybe if these other presidents, in fact, Michael Gus, since you wanted to be so smart on that last call, maybe you should check with the Marine Corps. Hoorah! Check with the Marine Corps. Check what that 4-star general said today. Check with the Marine general about those Marines. And I'm Air Force. He doesn't feel like you. Okay, I told you tonight I wasn't playing with y'all, and I mean that. August 11th, 2021, Richard Lewis Brown, your Local 1000 president. Make it a great night in the #1 state in the nation, California, where we lead, we don't follow. Thank you very much.